Welcome to Bruce Games and Rides. I'm Bruce, and in this episode of 5 Parsecs From Home, we're playing through Campaign Turn 2 from the DLC Trailblazers Toolkit. Our crew of the Batasai have taken on a mercenary patrol mission. There's a group of angry colonists that are threatening to blow up a hyperrail station. You're looking at it now. Table set. We're excited to get this mission going. Grauman and Evelyn leveled up before the start of today's mission. We'll talk about that later. Now let's go over the patrol victory conditions and start the match. Being a patrol mission, we have 3 buildings that are marked. They're randomly chosen. Our largest building, 1 here, 2 as a whole, 3, and the rail car itself is 4. Rolled random dice, 1, 2, and 3 over there. And at the end of our turn, if I have crew members that are within 2 inches of each of these buildings, that we will have completed their mission, which was patrolling. And what's awesome there is we win. You don't have to actually beat back the entire enemy. If we do, that's a bonus. But we just effectively need to get within 2 inches. Now 2 inches on this mat, which is a course-based mat. These squares here are actually 1 inch wide. These markers here are also 2 inches. It just gives you an idea of the distance. So 2 inches here, we get within here. So if we're here, we're within 2 inches. On the steps, here's 2 inches as well. And once we get over to the rail car, it starts getting a little bit interesting, but similar things. Then 2 inches there. So 2 inch spacing, that'll give us a win. But why don't we have some fun and take out our enemy? Now the enemy we're facing, it's been an interesting battle. This is isolationist colonists. They're pissed off. They came to raise hell at the hyperrail station, threatening to blow it up. They're blocking the tracks, causing some grief here, and to stop the train. And now the bomb's going to go off. Someone set us up the bomb, baby. We've got 4 isolationists. All of our enemy today panic on a 1 to 2. So when we get to the end phase of the rounds, if one of them gets taken out, we will do a panic roll. That's something we didn't do last round with the security bots. They all have a speed of 4, so they'll be moving 4 inches. Depending on the weapons, some of them have different options. The isolationists, which are going to be this one, the normal colonists, that one, the foot soldiers, that one. They'll have a toughness of 3, and they'll all be shooting colony rifles, which have an 18-inch range, 1 shot, 0 bonus to damage. So fairly basic weapon, one of the not-so-great rifles in the game. The specialist, which is this one here, he's going to be shooting an auto rifle. Auto rifle is tough. We shoot that regularly with Grom, who's still carrying it this round. You get 2 shots, 0 damage bonus, but the 2 shots are nice. You get that extra chance. And then the leader is a tough one here. This is the leader with the sword and the flowing cape and the handgun there. He is 1 extra movement, I believe. No, same movement speed, but he's got a +1 to combat. He's carrying a hand cannon, so he doesn't have the range that everybody else does. Auto rifle's 24-inch. The rest of them are 18 inches. He's got a hand cannon with a range of 8 inches, but it's got a +1. It's got 1 shot, and it does 2 damage when it hits. And it also has, because it's a hand cannon, it has brawling, meaning if he gets in the brawling range, then he will get a bonus of a +1 on his attack. Now, they are in a cautious AI mode, and cautious means that they will attempt to stay in cover whenever possible. They will not enter brawling combat willingly, so even for the leader. So this is one of the AI cards you can get from Board Game Geek, which is pretty cool. Helps you just easily sort of do the setup, which is at the bottom for deployment. Deployment is in 2-inch groups, 6 inches apart. We're fairly close in that range here. And when we go through their turn, they will do a if the enemy is in sight, no, then they advance in or behind terrain, trying to establish line of sight, but they're going to stay in cover. Enemy within range, yes, if it's a yes. Advance in or behind terrain. I'm sorry, is if the enemy is within range. If they are not at that point, advance in or behind terrain, trying to engage targets as close to maximum range as possible without advancing within 12 inches of an enemy voluntarily. If they are, the enemy is within range, they'll remain in cover and take aim shots. Aim shots will allow them to re-roll ones, I believe. Same thing for us. So if you get a 1, which is normally a miss, you can re-roll that. You can't take an aim shot if you move. So if you move first, then you can only do just a regular shot. But if you aim, then you take your aim shot. You don't get the bonus of the move. So that's our setup today. The play area will extend all the way to the end, considering the barrier back there at the end. And on this side of the table, we're going to cut it off basically here at the building and where the core space mat stops, just so I've got a little buffer here. A little bit of the play area will extend out here. Won't give us too much of a bonus, but there is some playable area. And we're using, again, core space terrain. This is mainly the Galactic core set, which has some nice options for this, some big archways, a few other things. Kind of envision this as being double escalator coming down to the trams. You've got some ticket kiosks in different spots, little food court, some other generation things going on here for power. Always got to have a latrine because we need to relieve ourselves. And then just some other fun stuff out here that comes with the set. So it helps me get the table built. It did take me about the better part of a day, kind of figure out how I'd like to set it up, and how we came up with putting a couple buildings together and making our rail car. So that is our setup. Let's get ready for round 1. We did do our pre-rolls for this new campaign step, and that's before the battle. We carried out pay for medical care, which we didn't have any. There were no major injuries from last round. We did crew tasks, and I'll talk about that more in the post. But crew tasks were successful. We had 2 for training. Evelyn trained, Grom trained. Both of them were really close to leveling up. Grom added a combat point, spent his XP, so he's down to 0. Evelyn got to 6. But during trading, Mac and Eli went and traded. We ended up with a couple of items. We got a flat gun, and there was a experience book, which we used on Evelyn. That got her to 7. She also raised her combat to 1. So she's going to be +1 combat with a plasma rifle. That means she's going to hit, and if it's a 5+, she's hitting on a 4. Grom with the auto rifle, and if he's in 5+, he's hitting both shots with 4s. If it's a 6+, he's hitting on 5. So it's a huge bump for both of them. And what else did we get? We also got a flat gun. We had an exploration with Don and Watts. We ended up getting +1 rumor out of it. And then the other thing was a bargain. Traded in a colony rifle, which again is not the best stats of what I had. And from the colony rifle, we ended up rolling up a flat gun. So what we're going to do, we're going to give the flat gun to Don Winslow. He's going to carry that into this mission as a backup. Military rifle is pretty standard stock, 24-inch range. You do get the 1 shot, no bonuses there. But if he gets within 8 inches, he gets 2 shots out of the flat gun, 1 damage. But if you get a natural 6, it now immediately gives you 2 hits, and you have to put both shots because of focus on the same target. So natural 6 on either one, then you get 2 hits. That could be 4 hits if you get 2 6s, and bonus damage. You get a +1 on each, so that could be pretty deadly up close. Talked about the pre-rolls as well. Deployment conditions, we did not roll anything special, so there are no extra deployment conditions for today. To start off the round, though, we will be doing a seize the initiative. So it's going to be roll 2 dice 6. Our highest savvy is from Watts, which is 2, so we'll add 2. And we need to get a 10+. All right, here we go. Seize the initiative, +2. 6, 7, 8. That is no go, so we will fail the seize the initiative, and we'll be on to normal, the reaction roll. So normal reaction roll is in place, no extra movement. Roll 6 dice. We need 1s and 2s. Looking at our team, we've got Grom, who can handle a take a 2. Grom is also a feral, so if there's only 1/1, he will always get it. Eli is a 2, Watts is a 2. The rest of the crew need 1s. Here we go. Round 1, we got actually a really good roll. Awesome. Had some good luck on this lately. So we got some 1s and some 2s. Give that out to the crew here. Give 1 to Grom, 2 to Eli, 2 to Watts. Now we can do Evelyn. We can go Mac, or we can do Don. I think we may try to move. We're going to get Evelyn moving up a little bit closer here. And then our Captain Mac and Don Winslow are going to be moving in the slow actions phase. Awesome. We're going to start our movement with Evelyn. She's got a movement of 5. And we can dash her movement, which is adding 2 inches at the end of the move. This will take all of her actions. So we're going to go 7. Moving upstairs or just normal going over obstacles, you just basically count the same number in inches. If you're jumping or doing anything odd, then you got to put some other things into effect. Got 5 inches to the top, and another 7 is going to get us out to here. So we're going to move here in this position. Consider that move done. Now our next move is going to be Grom, who has a speed of 4. Trying to get him into position here. And then we get him out to the doorway in 6. So we're going to bring him out to the doorway here. And set him up. We can't see anything from that angle. There's nothing to see downstream, down range. Eli's a fast mover for his size. He's a hulking, strange character with bonus rolls on the character roll up. So owe everybody our background stories, which we will get that video out as we go into the more full campaign. Eli's going to move. Now he can go also 7. So we're going to take a look at here. Get over here. 4 to the stairs. Then we'll get 2 inches up the stairs. So effectively, Eli's going to get to here. And then our last quick actions phase movement is with Watts. He has a movement of 4. Plasma rifle, so he's going to be deadly. We want to move him also in support of the team here on this side of the table. And so what I'm thinking, we're going to keep the teams in 2 sets. We need to patrol the buildings. We've already seen this one. Eli already checked out the latrine. We're going to need to basically check all the buildings as we go through. So I think we're going to move Watts. He can go 6. I'm going to bring him out here. So we'll get him in this range here. That's it for our quick actions phase. Now it's going to be the enemy turn. This enemy is incautious, so they will attempt to stay in cover when possible. Figures with an opponent in sight and range will remain where they are and take aim shots. Otherwise, they will advance, enter behind terrain. And let's see, they're going to try to establish line of sight as they do that. They will attempt to engage targets as close to maximum range as possible and will not advance voluntarily within 12 inches of opposition. As a general rule, they will not enter brawling combat. So at the start of the round here, they are on the other side of the table. We've kept the 18-inch distance, which is what one of the starting parameters were. And so now we just need to start moving our crew over here. They all have a movement of 4. Won't be too hard to figure this out too much. 4. This one out here. This one out here. We're going to move this guy up to cover. And I know they are not behind cover at this time, but effectively there's no line of sight. They're staying within cover by not being exposed to a line of sight coming back over here to the open side of the table, using the building as cover. Also 4 for this team. So let's do four. Might expose that one, so we're going to move this one up here. Move this one up here. And don't want to bunch them up too much, but he is staying in cover, so he's going to move up, stay behind his other team member there. So basic colonist, specialist, auto rifle guy, I believe. And then the basic colonist here, and then we've got our leader here. That's the end of the enemy actions phase, and now we'll get into the slow actions phase. And for slow actions, we've got our crew captain Mac Bolin here. We've got Don. Mac has an infantry laser. He's got the longest range on the table today at 30 inches. He also has a pistol, a scrap pistol for up close combat. Don is military rifle, basic rifle, but now he's also carrying the flat gun. So if he gets up close, he's going to rock and roll 2 shots at people. So we're going to work on moving Eli. We're going to move Eli probably ground. Actually, we're going to move, Mac. We're going to move Mac also up into the stairs. And he's going to do a dash as well. So we've got 5 to get us here. Mac only has movement of 4, so we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up on the stairs. Effectively something around that range. And then we'll get Don to do a similar movement, also movement of 4. We've got 4 out to the desk out here in the lobby. And then we can do another 2 inches out here to that keyboard. Move Don over here. Don's background was an orphan hacker, I believe. So he's always looking for keyboards to manipulate. And that is it. So that's the end of our slow action phase. No one's in visible lines, so we performed dashes. Can't shoot when you perform a dash. Enemies moved. They're still in cover. We moved. We are not yet within 2 inches. Pretty close with Eli for this building, but we're not there yet. And again, these are the markers for the buildings that we'll have that we need to get within 2 inches of to complete our patrol mission or wipe out the colonists. And that is it for round 1. There's no panic phase. No one's gone down, so we'll go into round 2. All right, round 2. Reaction roll. Nowhere near as good as round 1, but our luck had to run out a bit there. We've got one single one that always goes to our alien friend here, Grom. The rest of these go out to the team. So Grom's our only team member who's going to be moving in the quick actions phase. Everyone else is going to be moving in the slow actions phase. So we'll get Grom moving here first. Rest of the team is going to wait. The enemy's going to move. So we'll see what happens here. It's going to be interesting. And Grom has a movement of 4. We can do the dash as well. We could also put him in a snapfire mode or aiming mode, but we've got some debris out here. I think we're going to move him back here. Within cover, he can see over the trash can, but he's got cover. He's got a very narrow shot at this one. We can see because of the archway here, we can get through. So we did our movement. That means we can't aim. We're at distance. He's not in cover, but we're at range. So let's see, I'm pretty sure we can cover that with an auto rifle, 24-inch range. We definitely can do that. This is our trusty Necromunda, 12 inches. We double that, we'll go way out there. So we're going to get 2 shots off with the auto rifle with Grom. We're looking for Get a combat +1, so he reduces the 2 hit on that. So this would normally be a, at range, I believe this is a 5+. Let me check that. Yeah, so this will be a 5+ shot within weapon range and in the open. So 5+, this is actually a 4+ now because we have +1 combat. We leveled them up before the game today. So we're looking for 4s on both of these autocannon shots. We got a 6, that's a hit, that's a miss. So we've got 1 awesome hit. And to roll damage. It's also a 6. So 6, the autocannon also no extra damage, but that's a hit. Toughness of 3 on this isolationist. This one is down. So we got our first casualty. That's going to cause a panic roll for the isolationist at the end phase of round 1. Not bad. pretty well spent XP point. Not only doing training, getting him the XP before this mission started, getting him up to 7 experience points, which I believe is what it is, where you can raise your one of your attributes. Maybe wrong with that, and then I'm blowing it, but we'll figure that out after. But I'm pretty happy with that shot. Awesome. First kill, that's also going to be a bonus. We're going to write that down. And since he's not a robot, he will get bonus XP. That is the end of the quick actions phase. Awesome. And just for cosmetics of the show, the episode, we're going to swap out this dude who's not completely painted, and we're going to give our painted dude another life. Not so much painted dude, eating the turf. You're hanging out. Alright, that should cause some panic for our isolationist friends. One of their crews down. They're in cautious mode, make them even more cautious. We're going to move them all into cover and try to stay in cover this time. So this one's going to move 2, 3 here. We're going to hold here and stay in cover. We're going to consider that full cover this time. Our leader is going to move up. 3, 4. Also go into cover, stay in cover. And effectively using their base as a full inch calculation. These guys, or this team over here, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Four, consider that in cover. And then we're going to move this one up here in cover and stay in cover. That's the end of the enemy actions phase. We'll move on to the slow phase, which will be the rest of our team. All right, start of our slow action phase, round 2. And Evelyn can move 5. I'm going to bring her over here on the gangway. Take a look at that again. That gives her a shot at that normal colonist dude. She only gets the ability to do a normal shot. She can't aim it, or she can't reroll ones. Let's take a look at her. We gave her a bonus combat point. Again, she trained up before this, spent XP, got the book that we bargained for, and now we've got her at +1 combat. So all of our combat rolls are with a +1 bonus. Shooting a plasma rifle, which is extremely dangerous. We'll check the 20-inch range. Pretty sure we're easily within that range. Yeah, 12. So we're about 14 inches out there. And we are 2 shots, +1 damage. It ignores armor. They're not wearing armor. They're not bots. But this could be pretty deadly for Evelyn here. And targets in cover. We're within range, so we're looking at 6+ -1 because of our combat bonus. We're looking at 5+ for both. We've got needs to hit on 5s, and that's a fail. We're going to move Eli next. It's effectively 2 inches up to the top of the stairs, the steps, and he can move 7 total if he's doing a dash. So we're going to get him up here into this zone. We've now patrolled this building. We're within 2 inches of it. He's going to try to hold it down. We're going to check line of sight here. Don't know if we will have a shot at the specialist. I'm going to consider that no. We'll keep let's say the railings in the way, plus specialist is in cover behind that entryway. And that's it for Eli's move. Now we're going to move our Captain Mac. It's going to take us 2 inches to get to the top. He has a movement of 4. He can dash up to 6, so 2 to the top. And then we'll go 4, 5, 6 or so. I'm going to move him over here to come up and also do some assistance with Eli. Possibly either shooting from the railing, coming down hard charging, trying to backfill this area and keep them locked in this zone so the rest of our team can handle it through this other zone over here. So that is Mac Boland's turn. Now it's Watts' turn. He's our bot. He can move 4. I'm going to try to get him into supportive role. He's also carrying a plasma rifle. He's extremely deadly. 2 shots, plasma rifle. 2 shots with an auto rifle. And then Don is ready to get up close with that flat gun. So let's see what we can do. We can get Watts out here. He can move a 6. That'll put him out here. I hold the camera right. Out in this range. That's a little tough. I think what we'll do is we're going to actually move Don first. That way we'll try to move Watts up here. We're going to do kind of a tactical combat move. First one moves up. He moves back in his backfill. Don is also a movement of 4, or base movement. It's going to get us 2 to make the turn here. And then we're going to try to do another 2. So 2 here, then 1, 2. Now if we do that, we're not within cover. Could potentially take some heat from that direction if they were to turn the corner and come shooting. From here, we've got a little bit of cover. We're going to move the extra 2 inches. And for me, that's putting us in a position here where we are in cover behind this escalator. And we're still kind of holding down this side of the table, or the hyperrail station, letting the other team handle that side of the station. So that's our movement for Don. Now we can bring Watts up. And Watts will get an easy, we'll move him out to 4. And we'll get him up to the edge here. So he's in cover. And he can shoot anything that opens up, but he has no shot right now at the isolationist. That is our moves for, double checking, that's the end of the slow phase. And now we'll go into the end phase, which is going to trigger a panic roll for the enemy. At round 2, end phase, we're going to be doing a morale test for the enemy. At the end of each round, the enemy will test morale. If they lost any figures during the round just played, if the enemy fails their test, some of them will bail, fleeing the field of battle. Roll a number of dice equal to the number of figures that were removed. And let's see, casualties from the environmental hazards, other things are not counted. Every die that falls within the panic range, which is a 1 to 2 for all of our enemy today, will cause them to bail. Apply each die to an enemy figure, starting with figures closest to the enemy battlefield edge. Battlefield edge is going to be, let's say, the train coming out here, coming out there. So right now he's super close to the edge. This one would be closest, so it's going to be that one or that one. If we do get a panic, we're rolling 1 dice. Okay, apply each die to the enemy figures. So roll a number of dice equal to the number of figures that were removed. All right, so we've got 1 dice. Let's see if we get some panic. We need a 1 and a 2. They did not panic, so they withstood morale. So that is the end phase of round 2. They held up. They're pretty pissed off at whatever's been going south, and they're determined to blow this stuff up. So we're going on to round 3. Round 3 reaction roll. 1, 1, 1, 2. not the best, but not terrible. The one would always go to our feral friend. I'm going to go ahead and give it to him. I know that I probably could give him the 2 because he does have a reaction of 2. We'll give him that. Watts can use the 2. Eli can use the 2 as well. So looking at this, we're actually going to move Watts in the quick action phase. And then all of our other team members are going to move in the slower actions phase. There. And we'll get Eli over there. Round 3, quick actions. So what I like to do is try to get Watts in position to put some fire on that target. He needs to move 4. That'll get us in the doorway. It exposes us. It's a bad move. Try to move 4 here. So I'm within cover, or I'm considering this within cover. And then the angle through the doorway, we do have a shot. That target's in cover. That means it's a 6+. Watts is shooting a plasma rifle. Plasma rifle is 2 shots. And if it hits, it's +1 damage. Because we're within range, we're not within 6 inches yet. Not close. We're getting close, but not that close. Watts has +1 combat, so normally this would be a 6. He's going to hit on 5s. And if we hit, we get an extra bonus, 1 damage. So here we go. We need 5s or 6s. 1 5 is a hit. So we did hit for 1. Reroll this. Damage. We need 3+. That's a 6. That's pretty deadly shot. I know I've been pretty quick on popping these things out, but get excited when you get that much damage. So Watts has taken out this one. This is a pretty bad spot for these guys to show up in. They may want to figure that out. So another one's down. It's going to trigger panic or morale rolls again. And that's it for that one. Now we've got Grom. I was hoping if Watts failed, Grom could potentially get another shot, but we're going to move him up and try to get some heat going. So he can move 4. I know I can count down from 8, but just to make it easier for everybody. 4 is going to get us out to here. 6 is going to get us about to here. I'm actually going to work this channel, try to get an angle shot back over here if I show you my hand. So we're going to do this, we're going to do a full 6 out to here. And this allows us to stay within cover, not get shot, which is one of the good things. And eventually, or potentially, we get some back, we get through this doorway, continue on out to the ramp, and then we can actually put some intense auto cannon fire downrange. So that is the end of our quick actions phase. Now we'll move to the enemy actions phase. It's a good thing this guy is a leader because he's he's in a world of hurt over here. So his 2 foot soldiers are down. Now he can move up to 4 inches. He wants to stay in cover. He also has a hand cannon only. He only has an 8-inch range, which is this marker here. So this is his shot range. If he moves within cover, he still can't get a shot off. But I'm going to slide this guy a little bit. He's still going to try to move within cover. They're trying to get their shots off. He's trying to hold it. They're maybe not necessarily the best tacticians. It's like 2 guys go down that spot, but it's within cover, and it's the only way he's going to be able to get a shot opportunity off. He doesn't have enough movement to get over to this cover, which would change the angle. Then he'd catch heat from down anyway. But for now, that'll work. Call that one set. This team over here knows that things are going south. So we'll see what we can do to get them into some other secure positions. We're going to move our specialist up. And again, 4-inch movement to here. within cover. He may have line of sight back to Evelyn. Not yet. Let me just double check that there. Don't want to put him out here, which he would definitely have a shot. I think I'm going to keep him in cover there. He's effectively looking for an attack vector up to the second floor. But he's going to sit there for now. This other one is going to move. Let's see what we can do here. Get 4 movement behind this vent. Gain a cover position there. And then this one, not a lot of movement here. I don't think it'd be smart in any frame or any battle scenario where people just stand behind each other, but I know what happens. We're just going to move this one up to here. So that is the end of enemy phase. No shots are fired. Just checking to see. He can't see Eli. He can't see Mac. Evelyn. Effectively, if we put him here, just the same movement, he would be able to get that shot off. She's in cover within range, so we'll give him that. We'll also consider him in cover when we fire back, or consider that he's in cover. And so let's see. The specialist is shooting an auto rifle. He gets 2 shots, 0 damage bonus. Within range. This is a 6+ to hit. And he misses with both a 3 and a 1. So we dodge a bullet. Actually, not too bad. She'll be in cover on the gangway here on the walkway. And that is the end of the enemy action. All right, start of the slow actions phase. We've got Evelyn, we've got Eli, Mac, and we've got Don. Evelyn, who just got shot at and was not hit, she's actually going to perform an aim, which I believe I just called that out. So she's not going to move, but it means that when she shoots, she can reroll 1s. We're shooting at that target. We're within range. It's a plasma rifle, so it's going to be 2 shots. Now, if we get a 1, we're going to reroll it. She needs a 5 to hit. She has +1 to combat, so we need 2 5s. It's a 3 and a 3. Both are misses. Now we'll look at moving Eli. Eli's movement is 5. He can come up and get behind this crate, which is what we'll do. And then he is carrying a military rifle. He does have line of sight. That target we're considering in cover, but we are getting pretty close to the 6-inch range. We're within 6 inches. Booyah. So within 6 inches, in cover, this is still a 5+. Doing a quick check on that. And within weapon range and in the open, or within 6 inches and in cover, 5+. So it's a 5+. Eli has +1 to combat, so that makes this a 4+. And he's shooting 1 shot with the military rifle, no bonus damage. That's a 6, that's a hit. Boom. And for damage, the specialist is the same toughness of 3. That's a 6. We're taking people down left and right here. So that is a kill. Knocked out the specialist. So 2 of the isolationists are down this round. We're going to get 2 panic rolls. Eli is going to get bonus for a kill. If I can spell right. Watts also got the other kill. Watts doesn't get any bonuses. So just mark it off so I remember. And that is pretty huge. We're down to just 3 isolationists, and I've got a chance they're going to be freaking out. So we're going to get 2 panic rolls at the end of this. We still got to move our captain, Mac, and we've got Don, and both are potentially heavy hitters. So let's get our captain going. Let me find my ruler here. He's got a movement of 4. So we're going to do that. And taking a look to see, I do have a shot. And sorry for the shaky cam here. Let's zoom it in. Zoom it in even more. We've got a shot at that one within cover. Now our Captain Mac, he has the infantry laser rifle, 30-inch range, gets 1 shot. Within cover, this is a 6+, and no other bonuses to combat. So if we get a 6, we get a hit. It's a 1, so that is no bueno. And our last movement is Don Winslow. Now this starts to get a little intense because we could bring him in here. He's a movement of 4. He starts to expose himself. Dashing is only going to get him out to here and puts him in line of fire. So we're not going to do that. We're actually going to bring him up the steps. Top of the steps for 4. Move over here to the top of here. So we could do 2 across, 4 at the top, however you want to work it out. Don is there and he's cool, so he's going to be kicking back rather than leaning forward. But effectively, 2 over there, 4 at the top. Now he's performed a dash. He can't shoot. He's in cover. And I believe that's it for our slow actions phase. Now we'll be doing the end phase. There's going to be some rolling for panic. Morale checks. And for morale checks, we're rolling 2 dice. 2 characters went down. Closest to the edge, we'll have to measure it out. That one actually may be a little closer. That dude definitely will be the first one off the table. That one's close. And I'm just double checking the leader here. The leader's also 1 to 2. It's a 4 and a 6. They pass, or they did not break. That's actually pretty impressive for a team that just lost half their numbers easily. So they're holding out. Round 3 is done. Isolationist leader. Normal foot trooper. Our team is here. Don, Evelyn, Watts, Grom, Mac, and ELI. Let's move on to round 4. Round 4. Reaction roll. 1, 2. No ones. So we're only going to have 1 team member moving in the quick actions phase. Eli has a 2. Watts also. And Grom can get a 2. And do we want to do that with Grom? Eli might end up exposing himself, which is something he probably likes to do. We're going to try not to do that. Sorry for the focus there. So we're going to... So Eli can get the 2. Watts, Grom. I think we're going to give it to Grom. Maybe we'll get him in position here. Put some heat on the leader and stay outside of his 8-inch range. And then the rest of the team, you're all going to be moving to slow actions phase. So the enemy is going to have a chance to do some damage here if they can. Then they're not actively trying to get themselves in position to get into brawling or any other form of combat, but they can still shoot. That one's not in range yet. The leader might be making some moves here. And then this one back here will be moving. So that's the end of the quick actions phase. We're moving on to the enemy actions phase. All right, round 4 enemy actions phase. We've got 1 building that we patrolled. We're within 2 inches of the second building. So both of these have been patrolled. And effectively, if I can get another team member over here, we would win. But we're getting pretty close to wiping out this team, so it's probably the way it's going to work out. But it's time for the enemy to move. The leader here can move 4, but they want to stay within cover. So we're going to move the leader out to here. Leader moved to cover. Does not have a shot on Watts. Doesn't have a shot at Don, that's clear. And nothing at Grom at this time. 8 inches. Don would be the only one close enough. Can't get a shot on Evelyn because of the range of the hand cannon. And so that's the move for the leader. Now we're going to look to move this one. See if we can move this one up, take a shot. We're going to shove everybody out of the way. Moving up into cover again. And then this one, she's going to take a shot at Evelyn, which is going to be with a colony rifle. That's at 5+. Sorry, it's 6+. Evelyn's within cover. Shooting from there. We're within range. We're in cover. It's a 6+ to hit. That's a 1, so that is not a hit. And then what will our other character do? Thinking this one's going to move back here, stay within cover. He's got line of sight at Eli. Eli's in cover behind the box, behind the crates here. So also colony rifle within range, but this is a 6 to hit. And that's a 1. So missed a shot on Evelyn, missed a shot on Eli, and the leader moved into a new position, trying to hold down, trying to get the bomb to go off before we get there. And that's the end of the enemy actions phase. Now we move on to round 4, slow actions phase. And dope. We missed that we had a fast actions phase for Grom. Not that big of a deal. He's got a movement of 4. So at best we can bring him up to here. That wouldn't have changed the game here. He wouldn't have had a shot from behind this wall section. If we dash him, we can bring him up to here. I think we're going to work on that. He's going to stay in this position. He's within cover of the leader right now, but making up for that fast action phase, or quick actions phase. We are going to move Watts. And Watts is going to move. He's going to expose himself. Potentially, let's see. Now, if we do this smart, we can move over here and get a shot off. So we're going to move over here, behind the stair escalator, within cover, but now we have a shot. We've got line of sight to the leader. We're shooting a plasma rifle, 2 shots. He also has +1 to his combat, so he hits with a bonus of +1. We're within range. It's not 6 inches. It's about 8. It's over 8, so he's not even in range of the hand cannon. He's going to stay out of range, which is pretty good for me remembering that. And so let's get 2 shots. We need, normally we need a 5+ to hit, but now we need a 4 because of the +1 combat. 1 4, so we have 1 hit. And we need, for the damage on the leader is tougher, I believe. Yeah, 4 toughness, so we need to roll a 4 or higher. There is +1 damage. Oof. It's a 1 and a 2, so we did 2 damage on the leader. That did not hurt the leader. I'm sorry, it didn't kill the leader, but it stunned him. And it knocks him back 1 inch. So, moves him away from cover, drops him back 1 inch, and he's stunned. So he can only move or shoot next round. He can't do both. So that is Watts. Good job there. That puts Don now in a position where we can get a shot off on the leader. He's not within cover. We're within range. It's less than 12 inches or so. Don is shooting a military rifle, 24 inch. He gets one shot. So he will need a 5+. No combat bonuses. I don't want to run him down there with the flat gun, miss, and then put him in a dangerous position where he goes down. So we're going to shoot from here. Actually, let's think about this. Getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. Let's move him up. Move him up to here. We still have line of sight. We are pretty close to 6 inches. Just outside of 6 inches. So we're not going to get a bonus. Still going to be 5+, but he's in cover. The leader is not. And so this is a 5+. It's a 2, and that's a miss. So not a bad shot. Again, we patrolled that building. We patrolled that building. No bombs there. Leader just got hit by Watts and stunned. And now we just have 2 more team members left back there. Evelyn now is available to send some heat down range, but now we're going to start with Eli. Eli's going to stay where he is. He's going to take an aim shot, and he's going to aim at this isolationist colonist down there. And let me think that through. Eli's going to take a shot at that one. Might as well. He can hit both. Well, let me be smart here. This is the 6-inch range. They were not very smart in their isolationism. They should have isolated further back. This is 6 inches. Eli's shooting down at this one. So within 6 inches, target's not in the open. So this is a 5+ to hit. Eli is shooting a military rifle. He gets one shot, but he has +1 combat. So this is a 4+ to hit for Eli. It's a 3. Oh, bummer. So he misses. All right, so now we need to move Mac. We're moving Mac up 4. He's going to bring some heat down range. That'll get us to here. It's within that inch of cover. Let me see how I want to do that. I go 3. I go 4, we're there. Now if I basically go 2, 3, 4 here, I've got a potential shot there. It's a little tough through everything. What I'm trying to do is reduce exposure from the other trooper here, isolationist, and see if I can get a shot at that one. I think we can. Consider it normal range within 6 inches. We're shooting an infantry laser, 30 inches range, so that's not a problem. One shot, no other bonuses. Need a 5+ on this. Doesn't matter because that's a 6, so that's a hit from Mac. So now we need to roll 3+. Gets no damage bonus. It's a 2, so it's not a 3. We're going to get another stun going. That's going to move this one back out of cover. And checking the angles here. That puts us in a position where Evelyn has 2 targets now to shoot at. So Max completed his turn. Our last team member is Evelyn. Evelyn's here. We've got a tough shot, the leader. We've got an open shot at this one here. We're going to take a shot at this one. Evelyn's going to aim so she can reroll 1s. 2 shots with the plasma rifle. It's a 5+ to hit. And she has +1 combat, so this is now a 4+ to hit. 2 1s. Good thing we aimed. We're re-rolling the 1s. Hoofa. Let's go. That's an Ithaquas Bane moment. That's the end of the slow actions phase. It's some terrible shooting by Evelyn. And we will do I don't think we have a panic roll. No, we just hit people. And that is it. I'm going to check the rules on that. All right, so that's the end of round 4. There is no panic test. We just had some stuns. These are stun markers for me. We stunned the leader. We stunned this isolationist, and then that guy's just hanging out back there. Moved our team up. We got some support, some major suppressive fire positions, and we'll be moving on to round 5. Round 5 reaction roll. 3 1s, pretty awesome actually. So right off the bat, we always give one to Grom. We're giving one to Eli as well. And I think we're going to give one to Mac. It's going to allow us to get a shot off here, hopefully. Get a shot off here again, and get a shot off here. See if we can drop these characters. Evelyn's going to sit here. She's in pretty good angle. She rolls better than a bunch of 1s. Watts is in dangerous angle here as well. He'd been a great one to potentially get that too. And then Don's over here hanging out, also in a good position. So that's the reaction roll. We're in good shape. We're going to start the quick actions phase. Round 5, quick actions phase. And we're going to start with Mac. Mac's going to take an aim shot. He's going to aim at that character there, who's not in cover. I believe we might still be within 6-inch range. Maybe not. No. That's pretty close. Hang on. No. So it's a 5+. We're going to think about this here. Eli actually he's in 6+ range. So we're going to start with Eli first. Let's get that one bag out here. Eli's going to aim shot at this one here. This is within 6 inches. This is 3+ to hit. Eli has +1 combat, so this is going to be 2+ to hit. We only fail on 1s. He's aiming, he rerolls 1s. Both are hits. A 4 and a 3. So now we need combination of damage up to 3 toughness. It's an 8 total. Another one's down. Another one bites the dust. See you later. Thank you for playing. Eli's completed his move. The reason why I wanted to do that was just for that. If we get successful. Now I want to move Mac up. Oops. It's a little drunk. Falling down the steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's a move. Now we're going to take a shot. Mac's in cover. That isolationist is in cover. This will be a 5+. This is not going to be 6 inches. So we're in the 7-inch range to 8. So now we're doing 5+ infantry laser rifle. It's a 4. That's a miss. But he stayed within cover, so that's a good thing. And that's 2 of our quick action phase. Our last one is going to be Grom. Grom is going to move 1. Stay within cover. He's going to get a full shot on this guy. And that is within, it's a little hard to see on this, that's within 5 inches. So this is a 3+ to hit. Grom is shooting an auto rifle. He also has +1 combat. And he'll be hitting on 2s. Both are 6s. We need a combination. We need 4 toughness. We need a combination of 4 to take out the leader. 5 and a 1, that's a 6. Leader's down. Boom. Excellent shot by Grom. Another +1 for Grom. Another +1 for Eli over there. 2 for Eli, +1 for Grom. Leaders down, 2 isolationists down, 2 down over there. We've got 1 left, and Evelyn's got her shot, but that will have to come next because that is the end of the quick actions phase. All right, enemy actions phase. This is the lone trooper. He is holding down the fort as best he can. He's not going to move. He's within cover, but he can take a shot at Mac. Mac is within cover. This is a 5+, I believe. Within weapon range and in cover. Sorry, this is a 6+, because we're not within 6 inches. And so 6+, colony rifle. And that's a 2. That's a miss. That's the end of the enemy phase. Now we move on to the slow phase. In the slow phase for this, we've got a combination of things. We're going to start with Evelyn. She's going to aim again, take her shot from here. And she can get a shot at that last character. Plasma rifle, 2 shots. And with that, she's at a +1. He's in cover. Normally this would be a 6+. Drop that down to a 5. So we need a 5s or 6s. 1 and a 2 we aimed. So we're going to re-roll the 1. Come on. Oof. Double loser. Okay. Miss there. Now we need to get our other guys in position to try to do some damage downrange or make their way into another area. Now I gave the grab dampener to Don Winslow so he can drop down anything. It still wouldn't take any damage, but he can drop down this, no problem. What he's going to do is he's going to drop 4. Or what does that look like? That looks like he's going to drop 3. So 1 inch to get over, 2, 3, 4. So this is normal 4 movement. Taking everything out because he's that cool. And looking down range, he's got a shot in cover because there's a bunch of railings and dealios in the way. So he's going to take a shot from there. Might as well. This will be 5+. He's shooting a military rifle. It's 1 shot. That's a 6, so he hits. And with that, if we can get a 3+ damage, we will win the game. Yes, it was a 6. So that is what a way to win the game. Such an awesome shot in cover that he can't even keep it on the table. Last isolationist is down. We hold the field. We win the match. Isolationists are down. Even though they set us up the bomb, we are going to deactivate it. And that was it. That was a pretty fun round. That was awesome. Noticed in a huge way that the XP I gained from the last mission, getting that on 2 of my characters, which were Grom and Evelyn, even though she wasn't successful in her hits. But Grom especially, getting down, or that +1 combat reducing 2 hit was huge. Don Winslow came through. Eli's always a badass, and Watts is always a badass too. So that was a lot of fun. We'll go on to the final phase here.